what it is, what it do, and how the hell are all of you? With yours truly, Petrov, fucker back with another one. You already know the deal. Keep it 100% real. How y'all been on this long weekend? Hope everybody's staying blessed. Hope everybody's staying good. You know, we wish the best for everybody. For the most part. Man. So this is gonna be a longer episode. I might have to break this shit down into some parts. We're gonna pop to some things that happened last week, some things that happened over the weekend. We're gonna kind of jump all over, but like I got a lot to say. We got a lot of shit happen, a lot of things going on. You know. I don't know if y'all knew this, man. I don't know if y'all watch Jimmy Kimmel or not. I don't. I'm not a big late night show person. I never really have been. That's not my forte. He's running. He running like a bitch. He did that Karl Malone, whole blackface, black arms, all that whole shtick back in the early 2000s, and now he running from that shit. They went after Jimmy Fallon. They went after celebrities for doing that shit. Certain celebrities would say, don't go after everybody. But Kimmel's going to take a few weeks off, be with his family and shit. At least that's what he said. But we know he's running from that shit. He's going to hope that it blows over, it dies down. I almost would venture to say, he thinks it's going to blow over. When he comes back, it pops right back up. That's what I believe. Cancel culture chooses when it's done with you. You don't choose when it's done with you. Come on now. He acts like he don't watch the news. He acts like he don't see what's going on. And we all know that that's a motherfucking lie. In my opinion, though. Like I said, you know, that's how I see it, man. I think Jimmy Kimmel and them, I think they did a bunch of crazy, offensive stuff back in the day, or things that people perceive as offensive. I think when it's for comedy, I think it's different. Now, I don't think you should be dressing up and doing all that shit just to do it. But I think if it's for comedy or a skit or something, then I think I understand. But he running from that shit. He's running. Another person that I think is just running. Pandering. You could say he's pandering, virtue signaling, canceling himself, whatever. Another person that I perceive as running is Amy Klobuchar. She from Minnesota. She a senator in Minnesota. She's also a bad Democrat in Minnesota. She ain't got that good of a history with the actual people themselves. She's done some pretty heinous shit when it comes to the law too. She's the one that kept Derek Chauvin on the streets. Shit, she could have been put that motherfucker, kicked him off the force, whatever. There's a lot of things. You look it up, read about it. She gonna drop out of the VP race so Biden can pick a woman of color. Biden ain't gonna fucking win. We gonna get more into Biden later on, but I don't understand that. Like, if you really thought if you was worth your spit as a Democrat, you thought you could change the world, whatever it is, why would you just drop out? It's because you pandered. You don't want people to start looking into your shit. Digging up your past. Digging up the things that you voted against, voted for, this, that, the other. You just like Joe Biden, man. Been in office for a long time and ain't done nothing to reform the things for anybody or any of the people, even in your own state, man. Amy Klobuchar fucking prosecuted people in Hennepin County to like the fullest extent of the fucking law. She did not give a shit, man. She didn't give nobody a break. So now she's going to act like she's going to be doing everybody a favor by withdrawing or dropping out of the race. That's a joke, man. Now, I don't even want to be getting into COVID very much anymore, because that shit, I don't know, man. It's a fucking slippery slope, to say the least. To say the least. But I know a lot of people, man, they don't watch the news. They don't want to get involved in none of that shit. But I think they listen to podcasts and, you know, independent people that have their own views and things. Maybe for that reason, so they don't have to hear MSNBC or CNN or Fox News or CSNBC. They don't have to. You know what I'm saying? They can check in with someone like me, Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, Styx Hexenhammer, Elijah Safer, Glenn Beck. I mean, I suppose you can tune into motherfucking far leftists like Vosh and destiny and shit. If you want, I suppose you can. I don't particularly subscribe to that, but you can. There's always moderates to listen to and independents that have their own view that try to see both sides. But I think more people nowadays, especially in 2020, are focusing on the independent media, trying to find the whole story, not just one side. And I think we notice heavily that one side is always pushed very heavily. And I think that's why we don't like that shit. I think people are getting tired of it. But I digress into what I was going to say. I was talking about COVID, man, and Dr. Fauci. There's an article. I can't remember who dropped the article. It could have been Trending Politics. I can't remember who it was. But Dr. Fauci literally came out and said the general public needed masks between January and March. We needed masks. But there wasn't enough of them to go around. So, instead of just telling the people that, you said we didn't need them. So then doctors and EMTs, everybody, I guess, on the front lines of the government got masks. But the actual people, they didn't get masks. But we needed them. And now, we need masks now. It stops it now. Well, because we have them. Because you had multiple companies start making millions and millions of masks. My point is, Dr. Fauci lied to the American people. The government lied to the American people. And we supposed to trust what he says now? We're supposed to like what he says now? Like that's what I think is fucked up. He said we didn't need the masks. But now you said we did need the masks, but we didn't have enough. To me, that's super fucking sketchy, man. Not only sketchy, that's some wrong shit, man. Sounds like somebody was sitting in a room deciding who's more worth it and who's not. That's what that sounds like to me, man. 110%, that's what that shit sounds like to me. Just think it's fucked up, man. Just like I said, I just think it's fucked up. And I mean, there's a lot of COVID news going on. They're saying there's cases spiking all over. Florida had I think it was like they broke their daily record a couple days in a row. And then they broke the record a couple days in a row. And then there's a lot of other states that are having Oklahoma had a spike in it right before the rally and shit. Like I've said before, the narrative is that COVID cases are jumping up from opening back up, the economy opening back up. And they keep pushing that, man. They're not trying to say it's the protesters out there that are 4,000 or 5,000 deep in the street. That after they're done protesting, they go back to live their normal life and go back to see mom, dad, grandpa, grandma. They go see all of them. And a lot of the reports are people in nursing homes getting sick again. So it would be, again, people with underlying conditions. And there's a lot of young people getting sick. A lot of reports of that too. But then when I think about that, I think young people are the ones out there protesting. Standing side by side with people. A mask, I don't think is personally going to save you. I never thought that. And to see like California have a mask requirement now, you have to wear it no matter what. And then, I mean, even Fauci was talking, I wouldn't be at the Trump rally, rah, 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 there should be masks, all that shit, Well, you told the American people a few months ago we didn't need them, and all of a sudden we do. I think you put yourself in that bind, dude. You've proven you don't care about the American people. In my eyes. So Joe Rogan and Brett Weinstein had a podcast. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Weinsteins. Eric and Brett, not Harvey. Or maybe his name is Weinstein. I don't know how it's pronounced, their last names, but they're Brett Weinstein was the professor that when Evergreen College rioted back, I think it was like 2016, 2017. That was one of the main professors that was like cornered and shit and targeted for being racist. Not that he's racist. Him and Rogan, man, that was a good podcast. I was shocked to hear some of it. I was shocked just to hear some of that shit. Because I was like, damn, you guys make some good points. Some good points. Like Brett made a good point saying that there's no leaders for the movement right now. There's nobody leading the group. It's just a fucking collective just eating up whatever's in its fucking way. That's not what he said. That's what I'm saying. But I'm spitting his words into my own. You can definitely go check out the Joe Rogan Brett Weinstein podcast. It was the last one they just did. It's literally they jump right into it in the beginning. So I don't even have a timestamp for you because they jump right into the conversation from the jump, from the start. Things like I think I got all but like the last 20 minutes in because I fell asleep. But what Weinstein said was the current push against the police is the movement is lashing out at anecdotal things instead of actually going after the main thing, which would be the economic issue. Brett made a good point that it's not the lack of it's not the system in a sense. It's the opportunity. And I've said it before, if you go into some of the neighborhoods that I grew up in, or over south, over north, a lot of those businesses, it's almost like nobody wants to give the community opportunity. You don't want to move your business in there because of the potential bad that could happen. Well, I think if you don't give the opportunities to the neighborhoods that need them, you're going to have continuous crime rates that do not drop. Because the opportunity isn't there. You need opportunity. Instead of seeing abandoned storefronts for miles, we should be seeing people wanting to become business owners, opening up those fucking businesses because of opportunity. It's not the lack of wealth, it's the lack of true opportunity. And I've said that shit, man. And he just said it was leaderless, you know. The movement could start a revolution, I think is what it was getting to. And I don't know if that's their end goal, you know. But I don't know if you're going to get legitimate reform and real answers if you don't have a leader striving for actual goals. Achievable goals. Joe Rogan said, in his neighborhood, I'm assuming it's a richer neighborhood, he said there was a group of people chanting, "No justice, no peace." And he goes on, he was saying the cop got charged with murder too. The policing has been disbanded. A couple things I added. The police stations are abandoned. The barbed wire fencing surrounds the stations. Ain't nobody getting in or out. Those motherfuckers are all but ghostly built remnants of what they once were. But Joe was saying, like, what's the message? Like, in his eyes, he's like, the chant makes them feel good. Because if you pull some of the protesters aside, will they actually have an actual answer to the questions you're going to ask? And then Weinstein was also saying, like, Joe and Weinstein both kind of said that there's a lot of people passionate about an invisible enemy that they keep creating. And Weinstein said, a zombified collective fighting the boogeyman. When he said that shit, I was like, that makes sense. And that's going to piss people off, but it makes sense, man. Especially when you think about all the people out there. I think when you see a lot of people out there, a lot of them I think are just out there just to be outside, walking with the group, being part of the collective. And I know, like I said, a lot of people don't like that shit, man. But the absence of police will cause scenes like we see. Like we see Seattle. Like we see the shootings that are popping up all across the United States. A true mob pushing policies, that just doesn't make any sense. You need to have a leader. A mob is not going to get the answers you want. It's not going to happen. Because people fear the mob. So they're going to give you whatever answer that they think is going to make you happy.